Hi everyone and welcome back to Saturn Secrets. Today we're discussing the shocking and intense super new moon in Scorpio happening on the 4th of November 2021 and what it means for your zodiac sign. Hi everyone and welcome back to Saturn Secrets. Today we're discussing the new moon in Scorpio. Now this is a super new moon. Scorpio itself is one of the most intense signs of the zodiac, if not arguably the most intense, and it is going to be opposite Uranus in Taurus exactly. So with this new moon, there is a new beginning based in surprise and shock value. Whenever we have Uranus in the mix, whatever aspect it may be, in this case it's an opposition, whenever we have Uranus in the mix, there is some element of shock value, some element of liberation, and some element of surprise. So with this new moon, as the saying goes, expect the unexpected. If you expect the unexpected, is it the unexpected? Yes, because Uranus has that way of surprising us entirely. Now, because it's opposite Scorpio, and Scorpio is a natural detective, Scorpios are usually the people that can suss out the intentions of others. They can also read a room pretty well. They're natural investigators. You can bet that with this new moon, whatever surprises are taking place may have some element of suspicion, may have some element of investigation, maybe an instinctual knowing that something surprising or unusual is going to happen around this time, but remaining nevertheless quite surprised. Now these shocks can be big, these shocks can be small, they can be out of the blue, they can be somewhat suspected. With Uranus, anything goes. So around this time, this new moon is going to orchestrate a new beginning based on surprise, intrigue, and a little bit of drama. The most interesting point of this new moon for me is the fact that it is going to be conjunct the fixed star Alphecca. Now this fixed star is happening in the northern crown of the Corona Borealis constellation. It's at the base of the crown, so there's associations with the crown. Now Alphecca as a fixed star is one that actually donates artistic talents, but it is also a degree that is prone to affairs and intimate scandals and a fall from grace because of this, meaning that in Scorpio season as it is, it could be that there are some cases that come up, it could be that there are some things that are in the news at this time, falls from grace, that kind of thing could be coming up in Scorpio season. But this fixed star is actually doing a lot to the charts of the royal family, which is interesting because it is associated with the crown. This new moon and Taurus are going to be exactly squaring, each of them exactly squaring, the moon of Queen Elizabeth, which if you use the whole sign system is in her 8th house of transformation. And it's also going to be squaring the vertex, which is actually, when it's activated in our chart, your vertex is to do with changes of fate and destiny. It's going to be activating by square, Leo again, to Prince William's vertex, and by 1 degree it's going to be square Andrew's ascendant. So there is a lot actually with this new moon activating those points in the charts of the royal family. So there could be some sort of unexpected news or surprise twist surrounding them. Scorpio is very associated with intense transformations, and because of Uranus and Taurus, there could be some shock value surrounding the monarch, but also surrounding scandals, as I said before, with that fixed star Alphecca. So what does this mean for us individually? Well, Scorpio in your chart is actually where you are a little bit indestructible. It's where you have your phoenix power to transform. Especially if you are a Scorpio rising, this is going to be impacting you in terms of your persona, in terms of your own skills, your leadership, your personality, your appearance. There could be some transformation afoot for you there. Wherever this falls into your chart, and I will get into that for each of the zodiac signs, as I say, you might be facing a point of rebirth, a point of transformation, of growth, or of rising from the ashes around this time. And it could be prompted by a surprise from the area of your chart where Taurus is, something shocking or surprising. Now, just because this is an opposition, I don't want people to go away from this video in fear. A lot of people have this association with Uranus as this chaotic destroyer almost, and it's just not really the case. Yes, I do think with this new moon we may be seeing some big shocks and surprises surrounding the financial system, which is Scorpio and Taurus. They are the axis of finance. But it may also be that in our personal lives we are able to liberate ourselves and grow in something that has become stale or stagnant, because this is fixed energy. And with fixed energy there usually is a sense of longevity, there is a sense of commitment there. So you can bet wherever the change is happening, it may actually be something that needed a refresh in your life, or it may be somewhere where you really realize how strong you actually are. So as I say with this new moon, what it means for you individually, where Scorpio is in your chart, there could be a rebirth, there could be a phoenix moment, and where Taurus is in your chart, there could be liberation or surprise, which in some way connects to your rebirth and your transformation. Scorpio is a very psychological sign. So for a lot of people in Scorpio season, because we're in fall and autumn time, a lot of people, well, in the northern hemisphere, I'll get to the southern in a second, but Scorpio season for all of us regardless does represent the beauty in change. There's a reason a lot of people have the fall, autumn as their favourite season. It's because of the changing of the leaves, the changing of the air. And this actually shows us that change can be a really beautiful thing. It can be something that is beautiful to see, beautiful to experience. And sometimes it's really beautiful to let the dead things go, to let the leaves fall, so that we can take time to regroup and heal and embrace the spring that will inevitably follow. Obviously, if you're in the southern hemisphere, this might be something that's very different for you because the seasons are going to be different, but the Scorpio energy remains the same. A Scorpio is still a Scorpio if they're in Australia. That need for rebirth, that need for growth, and that need for change, that need to look within for answers. And a lot of psychological progression happens in Scorpio season. You can find your deepest truths within you in order to resolve an outstanding issue. You can have that inner transformation and watch it be reflected back to you in your outside world. Similarly with Taurus, we have this steadfast, brave energy, and I do associate Taurus with bravery because they have this way of charging forward regardless with what they need to do, what they need to get done. You can see celebrity wise a lot of Taurus people really stick to their guns in terms of what it is that they believe. And so with Uranus going through there is a liberation in what it is that we need to do in order to feel grounded and need to feel solid. The two things can exist. You can be grounded and liberated at the same time. It's about feeling safe and secure and realizing where you need to make some sort of adaptation to feel that way with this particular new moon. So in terms of the themes for this new moon, in the news on the world stage, there could be something to do with the monarchy, there could be unexpected twists and surprises, there could be intimate scandals afoot in the news around this time as well. There could be secrets coming to the fore, shocks and surprises, and a lot of financial changes around this time too. So that is what is happening on the outside world. And the inside world, this is a time of psychological change for you, rebirth and transformation. Let's do an animal spirit card and see what the theme is for this Scorpio new moon. So as usual, I'm going to be using the Kim Cran's Wild Unknown Oracle deck and see what this Scorpio new moon has in store for us outside the traditional astrology. What we could maybe, right off the bat, the dragonfly. I love this. This is an energy, and we actually have the eagle underneath, which is really cool because that's a Scorpio symbol. So let's talk about both. So the dragonfly is about transcendence, and with Scorpio energy, as I said, it's where you can have a phoenix moment, a rebirth and a regrowth. Dragonflies notoriously move from the water to the air, and whenever you see the dragonfly, it's obviously to many people going to mean different things, but a lot of people associate it with growth spiritually, having grown through a particular phase, sometimes having been emerged by your own emotions, where you've really felt overwhelmed, where you felt stuck, where you have felt stagnant, and the dragonfly represents your change. It's quite similar to the butterfly in that it represents transcending what we were in and getting a bigger perspective of it. You know, with the dragonfly, they move from the water to the air. I'm sorry, I'm not being vain. I have a hair stuck in my eyelash. It happens. So with the dragonfly, this is all about transcendence from where you have been to where you are going, and understanding how to navigate that change successfully. Sometimes going through change, especially if it's hard change, it makes you a different person. It gives you a different perspective. It gives you a different sense of the world, the way that you see the world change. Similarly, as the dragonfly's view changes, going from the water to the air. And it's funny that Scorpio is a sign associated with death as well. A lot of people find that through the experience of grief, they end up seeing the world incredibly differently. And that is what Scorpio season is all about. It is about transcendence of what has kept you stuck, or where you have felt insecure, where you have felt afraid, where you have felt challenged. And Uranus as well, coming in as that liberator, gives you the incentive to make the changes you need to make and be brave in doing these things. The eagle, again, is something quite similar. It is about getting a higher perspective on what it is that has been holding you down. And with many instances, there's different archetypes for the Scorpio, the eagle being one of them, the eagle being one of the higher energies of Scorpio. Obviously, we have the scorpion that will sting when it's being provoked, when it has felt afraid of attack, either physically or emotionally. We also have the snake, the serpent, we have the spider, these lower energies of Scorpio, and then it meets the eagle and the phoenix, which is transformation. With both these energies, there's a transcendence, a transformation, and a moving beyond and above the things that have kept you feeling fearful and kept you inevitably quite stuck as a result of those things. So I think with both of those spirit animals, we can consider in Scorpio season where we may feel like we are stinging ourselves to death through self-criticism, through fear, and that's where we need to liberate ourselves, potentially mentally, especially if Taurus falls in a very mental aspect of your chart, maybe the 6th house, maybe the 3rd house. Wherever Taurus falls in your chart, you could do some mental liberation. Uranus is a big thinker, and with the new moon in Scorpio, that is the emotional transformation that brings you out of your own depths, whatever energy is surrounding you in there, whether paranoia, suspicion, fearfulness, or a fear of vulnerability. This new moon is going to be one where you can really transform much more than you think. In fact, you might surprise yourself with this new moon. So let's get into the individual zodiac signs and what it means for you. You can watch your rising for the most accurate astrology, but you can also watch for your sun and your moon as well for astrology, and because I'm going to be doing tarot cards for each sign. So stay tuned to see what those are. Thank you so much for watching thus far, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising. So Aries, this new moon is happening in your 8th house, which deals with joint resources. It deals with your finances when linked to another person, and there is going to be an opposition to Uranus in your 2nd house of income and finances. So this moon for you, this new moon, is primarily quite financial. If you're in an artistic industry, or you're a creative or a performer or something like this, a lot of you could stand to benefit quite substantially from this new moon because of its link to the fixed star. But for everybody that is Aries, Sun, Moon or Rising, you'll really be noticing your financial situation around this time, and where you maybe want to embark on a new beginning with somebody else financially. This could be a property matter. This could be getting a tax rebate. This could be to do with money coming into you because of Uranus being there in your financial sector. You might unexpectedly come into money. You might unexpectedly have to spend more money. Your finances are basically coming into the equation here, and what you do with that in terms of a new beginning is up to you. But it does look like a lot of you could be looking into mortgages, or looking into joint financial endeavors, or sorting out your will, or sorting out something to do with your property, your investments, your finances, particularly if you're in a relationship and you're joint financially, a business relationship or romantically speaking. But with Uranus being there in your 2nd house, there is a sense of unexpected energy surrounding your money, and Uranus can be very surprising. It can be very liberating. So you might find yourself committing to paying off a debt with this new moon that feels liberating, or you might find yourself with a little bit of extra cash to put towards something you really want to invest in or something like that. Your money is going to be coming up around this new moon regardless. And with the new moon being the point of focus, you might have some intentions to set with your new moon. So if you want something in the 8th house realm, maybe you want more intimacy in your relationship, more closeness, you want to do something joint financially, you want to get some money back in something, wonderful new moon to set that intention. And this new moon, as it is in your 8th house, is also to do with psychological breakthroughs. It's a great time to take up with a therapist. It's also a wonderful time to have deeper, more meaningful conversations in your relationships. Your oracle card was the Magician and the Mirror, meaning that a lot is being reflected back to you at this time. Aries, be careful what you're putting out there because it is coming back to you. With this 8th house new moon, the 8th house is Scorpio, it's the alchemist. You could actually manifest a lot with this new moon to the point you might surprise yourself and those around you. So set some intentions around this time and you might find something quite exciting being reflected back to you in your everyday life. That is what I have for you, Aries, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Taurus, welcome to the new moon in Scorpio for your sign, Taurus, sun, moon and rising. Taurus, this new moon is happening in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, your one-on-one dynamics with somebody special, be it a lover, be it a spouse, or be it your best friend or business partner. This new moon heralds a new beginning in these areas for you. If you want to attract any of the above, set the intentions with this new moon. Uranus is in your 1st house, directly opposing this new moon, meaning that you yourself are liberating yourself from some stuck ideas about yourself, about your skills, about your leadership qualities. And the more you liberate yourself from who you expect yourself to be, the more you may call in free moving and transformative energy in your relationship. So if you have a negative perception of self, you can transform that and release yourself from that under this new moon in a way that's going to benefit all your relationships. You might surprise people in your life though, Taurus, because you could really be finding yourself a little bit more rebellious, a little bit more curious, a little bit more thinking outside of the box around this time, and it might shake up some people around you. You could really be the one leading the surprises with this new moon, but it is still a new start in your relationship zone. So if you want a spouse, if you want a relationship, this is a wonderful time to set those intentions. And if you have Scorpio in your chart at 12 degrees specifically, or Taurus at 12 degrees, this could be activating a new beginning in a relationship, a partnership, perhaps a surprise engagement, perhaps somebody comes out of the blue that ticks all your boxes, perhaps somebody lets you know about their feelings for you or something like that. There could be transformations in your relationships, Taurus, around this time that are quite surprising, and that could be a good thing too. It could be that your partner surprises you in a wonderful way, or it could be that you decide that you're going to surprise your partner and it changes your relationship in some way, shape or form. That is the positive way of looking at it. Obviously, with Uranus being there, there can be the platform for some shocks and surprises, and as a fixed sign you don't like that. But really, I don't think a lot of people like that because they worry if they, what's unexpected, people find it harder to handle. But with the new moon in Scorpio, you yourself are leading a transformation and a place where you can really develop yourself and forge more solid, lasting relationships. Your card, though, Taurus, was Victory. There's something to be proud of around this time for you, Taurus, something you can be really excited about, something you can feel really good about, something that makes you feel victorious. And I'm also noticing with this that she has a crown in this. Obviously it's connected to the fixed star associated with the crown. Taurus, you may find around this time that you have successfully completed a particular cycle, and maybe with Uranus in your 1st house you're freeing yourself from some kind of victim mentality or some kind of loser mentality. Even if you see yourself as a loser, you're going to start seeing yourself as a winner, and that's going to bring you some wonderful transformations. If you already see yourself as a winner, things can only get better. That's what I have for you, Taurus, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Gemini, welcome to your new moon in Scorpio segment. This is for Gemini, sun, moon and rising. Gemini, this is your 6th house new moon, meaning that this is a wonderful time to start a new regimen for yourself, a new diet, a new exercise regime, a new work regime, focusing on your habits and how they work for you, how you put them into place, how you form good habits, and also how you tend to and look after your mental health. This is a wonderful time for a new beginning in any of these areas. And just remember, if you're dealing with anything in these areas, as I said before in the beginning, Scorpio, for you, that energy is to do with your work and your health, and this is somewhere where you really have tenacity and the ability to transform and overcome obstacles. With Uranus in your 12th house opposing this, you could be having some psychic or spiritual breakthroughs when you're alone, and this is going to transform your work and health in some capacity. Maybe you have a flash of genius regarding a project. Maybe you have a psychic experience or a premonition, and it helps you figure out what you need to do in order to be in your best health. Your intuition and emotional well-being and spiritual well-being are needing to be balanced out by your mental health and your routines, what you do day to day. With Uranus bringing some surprises and shocks to your 12th house, you could find that there are secrets come out unexpectedly surrounding your workplace, or you could have secrets come out surrounding your health. This could be a new beginning for you where you really take charge of those areas and you find yourself developing healthier habits, habits that make you feel good, habits that serve you. A lot of you are being encouraged to examine your relationship with your solar plexus around this time. How powerful do you feel? How confident do you feel? How positive do you feel? And if you don't feel these energies, if you feel like you're not comparing to competition, or you feel like you have bad body image, this is a wonderful new moon to set the intentions of resolving that and freeing yourself from the psychological and spiritual blocks that are keeping you stuck there. Good time for some journaling, good time for some examination, because your oracle card was the door to personal healing and happiness, meaning that this could actually be a new beginning for you, Gemini, that is leading you towards something that makes you feel really happy and something that makes you feel really fulfilled. You know, you might see rainbows, you might see doves, you might see peacocks as guidance points. They could be images that appear to you when you're being guided to do some healing. This is a wonderful time for you to heal your relationship with your confidence by establishing a routine for yourself. Things that help the solar plexus are eating more nutrient dense foods and exercising more. Potentially with the 6th and 12th house though, be careful of forcing exerting yourself too hard if you have an injury already, or you might, exert yourself too quickly and injure yourself. So just be careful of something like that. But you could manifest a lot of healing around this time. Great new moon to manifest a new job. Some of you could be starting a new job or a new profession around this time, but it's really a time to focus on your work and health and how you spend your day to day. So that's what I have for you, Gemini, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Cancer, welcome to your new moon in Scorpio segment for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. So Cancer, this new moon is happening in your 5th house. It's your pleasure zone, it's love, it's fun, it's happiness, it's your relationship with creativity and your relationship with children. If you are artistic or creative, this is a fantastic time for you, Cancer, to tune in with that type of energy and create something wonderful for yourself. It is going to be opposing Uranus and Taurus, which is your 11th house. So there could be some shocks and surprises as far as your friendships and your group connections go, or potentially your goals change around this time, Cancer. Maybe your long-term aspirations change and you need to fit that in with whoever you're dating, whatever creative project you're doing, or your children's lives. For a lot of you, this is a new beginning in love. So a lot of you could find around this time, Cancer, that you're stepping into a time of self-love. You're really respecting yourself more. You're taking care of yourself better. You could also find that you attract a new romantic partner. And this could actually be someone you've been friends with for quite a while, Cancer, with the Uranus and the 11th house aspect. A friendship could declare their feelings. You could realize your feelings for a friend. You could reconnect with someone online. Or if you're in a current relationship, you may find that you want to blend your date nights with your friendships, or you want to take up a joint cause or endeavor together. But this is looking like a very romantic new moon for you, even if it's somewhat unconventional with Uranus in the mix. Your oracle card was the woman holding a heart. As I said before, you're attracting a lot of romance around this time. There's a possibility for love even to come out of nowhere, because the 11th house is to do with manifestation too. So for a lot of you, it's a good time to set romantic intentions, whether you're dating or not, and also to set intentions for self-love and looking after yourself. Might be a great new moon to start an artistic project just for you, something you can put your heart into. This is going to be a very heart-centered time for you, Cancer. Make sure that you are feeling inspired by your own vulnerability rather than trying to hide it away or keep it behind in your shell. This also might be a new beginning if you have children, for your children. They could be beginning a new project, they could be in the spotlight in some way in your life that is going to be quite exciting for you. So yeah, that is what I have for you, Cancer, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi Leo, welcome to the new moon in Scorpio segment for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising. So Leo, this is happening in your 4th house of home, family and your emotional foundations as well as your past. So this new moon is a new beginning in these areas, a way for you to transform your home situation, your home life, and your relationships with your family too, Leo. So there might be a new beginning in these areas. Maybe you are getting a home, maybe you're moving home, maybe you're redecorating and transforming your home. Leos always seem to have, I suppose because Scorpio is the 4th house, Leos always seem to have quite a bit of mystery to their home. They seem to pick items in their decor that have stories to them, I've always noticed with Leo people. So this might be a time when you're incorporating a little bit more depth into your decor. You might also be having a murder mystery party or something at your house around this time, but it is going to be opposing Uranus in Taurus, which is your 10th house. It's also your house associated with the father. The 4th house is associated with the mother. Some astrologers differ, but that's the way that I read it. So there is going to be an emphasis on your parents or your life as a parent at this time as well. There could be a new beginning happening for you in the home, maybe a new addition to the family. Maybe your parents have some news for you. Your parents might surprise you. You might learn something that you didn't know about someone in your family. Similarly, Leo, you might also have to relocate or have a new beginning in terms of your home and family life because of surprises in your career. Uranus in Taurus is bringing surprises to your professional life and your reputation. So you may find around this time that it's going to inadvertently affect your home life and your sense of emotional security. That could be a great thing. That could be a particularly tricky thing if you have to change things quite quickly. But as I say, Scorpio, for you, your 4th house, that's where you are indestructible. You're transformative. You can change things for the better any moment you like, really, Leo. You have this phoenix ability in those areas. Your card was the 5th chakra, which is Archangel Gabriel, meaning that you may need to be more communicative with people in your life. You might need to express yourself more. You might need to stand up for yourself in some regard. You might need to, as well, at this time in your career, blow your own trumpet. You might need to sell yourself, assert yourself, your power, your skills, what makes you wonderful, and talk about the goals that you want and what you want to achieve, or express yourself in a family matter too, Leo. So that's what I have for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Virgo, welcome to your new moon in Scorpio segment for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. So Virgo, this new moon is happening in your 3rd house of communication. This is where you are thinking about what you want to say, you're thinking about how you communicate, how you articulate yourself, you're thinking about how you listen, you're also thinking about relationships with your siblings, your neighbours and your friends as well. Now this is going to be opposite Uranus in Taurus, and in Taurus, Uranus is actually lighting up, surprising and changing your relationship with faith, your relationship with your education. This is a time for a lot of Virgos where you might find there's some surprises regarding your higher education, your viewpoint on life, your philosophy or your vision. And also travel plans. There could be some shocks and surprises here that change the way you think and change the way you communicate. For a lot of you, this is a wonderful new moon to take up a new language. This is a wonderful new moon to learn something new, a new skill, to take a course, to take a study break, to really advance and expand your mind, Virgo, because there could be a lot happening for you around this time. You could be quite busy, and the shocks and surprises may be for you in terms of faith, so you might liberate yourself in your viewpoint from the world. You might see where certain viewpoints have become stagnant, they no longer work for you. Maybe your relationship with faith is shifting and changing, you're asking bigger questions, and this is in turn maybe changing what you're learning, maybe changing what you're doing with your day and how you're keeping your mind busy. As I say, wonderful new moon to commit to learning something new, because this could be very liberating for you. Your oracle card is the adjacent possibilities card, meaning that I think some of you might come into some news around this time. You might have more options than you think. Perhaps you have options in the area of career, maybe some new job opportunities coming up. Maybe you have a couple of things you want to do, things you want to take an interest in, and it really seems like around this new moon, Virgo, doors could be opening for you left, right and centre. So make sure you have your mind in the game to really assess and take advantage of the opportunities that are coming to you at this time, and really make sure to be looking after your mental health as you do so, because those the 3rd house and the 9th house are very activated at the moment. So that's all I have for you, Virgo, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Libra, welcome to the new moon in Scorpio for your sign, Libra sun, moon and rising. So Libra, the new moon in Scorpio is happening in your financial sector, your 2nd house of money and income, and it is going to be opposing Uranus. It feels like I'm talking about a full moon, to be honest. It is going to be opposing Uranus in Taurus, which is your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources and other people's money. So you might have some surprises from an intimate partner, from a business partner, to do with your investments or your mortgages or loans. Those type of things are being lit up. Your intimate relationship is being lit up as all possibilities of being quite surprising, and this is going to be opposing the new beginning that you have in your financial sector. So for a lot of you, there could be issues or new beginnings coming up surrounding your finances, the money you make versus the money somebody else makes in the relationship, or in business or in governments, that sort of thing. Your money is the focus of this new moon. It actually could be a time when you come into money unexpectedly, I have to say, or you could have to spend money unexpectedly. But either way, Libra, this is a new beginning for you. Set some intentions for your financial life. How much do you want to earn? How much do you want to save? Where's your money going? What have you saved for a rainy day, XYZ? So make sure that you have your financial plan set up around this time. Finances are a place where you can really transform and rebirth yourself, Libra. So if you don't like where you are, this is a new moon to establish a new foundation for yourself and to really lean into that transformation. And I think as well for you, because Uranus is there in your 8th house, you could unexpectedly come into money you didn't expect, or your partner could be coming into money they didn't expect. Likewise, they could be losing money they didn't expect, or having to pay a bill they didn't expect. So just really focus on your finances around this new moon. For you, Libra, this could be a time when you have it on your mind. Money is on your mind, and what you want to do with it is also on your mind. Similarly, your confidence in your relationships, this is an area you could have a new beginning too. You could establish a firmer sense of self-confidence in what you have to offer if you're single, and this may unexpectedly attract somebody into your life, maybe even somebody who's quite well off. So Libra, your card was actually the Sun. Now this is beautiful because you've just had your season. I feel like this new moon for you is maybe giving you some abundance. You could really be having your financial house lit up in a positive way. You could have it lit up in a way that's transformative. If you're in the arts, I have to keep saying this when it comes up connected to money and things. If you're in the arts or you're creative, you might make a lot of money off your creative skills around this time, or you might start to do that because of its relationship to the fixed star. But I really feel with this Sun card, a lot of you could be coming into abundance. Some of you could also find out you're expecting, because there's a little baby hanging there, just chilling out in a little blanket. Looks like it's been delivered by the stork. There's also a goldfish, which rules prosperity. So for a lot of you, I do think this is probably quite a good financial omen. And if it's not, it is a point of regeneration and rebirth to make it so. So that is what I have for you, Libra, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Scorpio, Scorpio sun, moon and rising. Happy Scorpio season. Happy birthday. If you're born around the 3rd to the 5th of November, this new moon is particularly significant for you, and it's going to be a brand new beginning in your life in some capacity. So Scorpio, this new moon is in your 1st house, meaning that around this time you might be undergoing a bit of a transformation. You might be getting your hair done, hair changed, you might be changing your wardrobe. You might find you've completely evolved from your own style. You might be changing the way you look, the way you present yourself, the way you show up. You're likely glowing because it's your season, and this new moon is an opportunity to decide who you want to be, and in particular who you want to be in your relationships. There are some surprises if you have a significant other, Scorpio, with Uranus in Taurus. They could surprise you in some way. They could even shock you in some way. They could do something unexpected, or they could have a trick up their sleeve that surprises you in some capacity. It could be a business partner, or it could be a best friend. You can find other people around you quite surprising, Scorpio, even if you are the most talented investigator in the zodiac. You would be surprised at how people can actually slip things under your radar if they know you well enough. And that's not to say anybody's doing anything duplicitous, but it's just to let you know that there might be a surprise involved coming from a significant other or a person in your life. Could even be an ex, as it were. There could be some sort of surprise or shocking news in store there, but it can go positively too, Scorpio. Don't take shocks and surprises and think instantly that must be negative, because it is not necessarily so. This could be a new beginning in your sense of self, your sense of identity, involving a relationship. For those of you that are single, you might manifest a new relationship. For those of you that are dating, you might go into a period of commitment, or you might decide to leave it all together. These type of things are coming up for you, Scorpio, but it's very likely that in terms of reassessing your new beginning, you're considering somebody else. You're considering somebody else's presence in your life, your relationship with them, especially if it's a spouse, I have to say, because Uranus is in your 7th house. Your spouse or your marital partner, or the partner you cohabitate with, could do something that's surprising, or they could even have some surprising news in store, Scorpio. So your oracle card, which I thought was quite funny, I do not mean to tease you, but you have the man holding a heart. So I feel like that's a lovely omen for your relationships. A lot of you could be manifesting love in your life, a declaration. You yourself could be making a declaration to somebody about the way you feel. It feels like someone is going to share their heart with you, or someone is going to share their love with you in some capacity. So if you're single or in a relationship, this looks like a beautiful omen for you, Scorpio. Yeah, it's relationship to the fixed star as well. Make sure, though, I will say to you, don't do anything duplicitous yourself, because your fall from grace could be mighty. And as much as you are a Scorpio, and if you're Scorpio rising, this is in your 1st house, your ability to rebuild is impressive. That fixed star is no joke. So just make sure that you yourself are doing the right thing around this time as well. I'm sure most of you are, but this is just a warning. But yes, man holding a heart. This looks like a lovely time for you romantically, Scorpio. So that is what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your new moon in Scorpio segment for Sagittarius sun, moon and rising. So Sagittarius, this new moon is happening in your 12th house. It is the unseen. It's a place of solitude. It's a place of isolation. It's a place of psychicness and dreaming and the subconscious. It's also a place that rules your health as well. With the 12th house, sometimes it can involve a hospital routine. It can involve being in a hospital or going into a hospital in some capacity. That's obvious for you, those of you in the medical profession, but for some of you that are experiencing health issues with Uranus in your 6th house, I will say some of you might decide to lay low around this time and really prioritize healing and resting. That's not to say those of you are going to go into hospitals or anything like that, but it's just to let you know, if you happen to have scheduled something hospital-wise around this time, just be prepared for maybe a change in time slots or a change in routine or something like that as a basis of this. That's just to let you know. I like to give people that context with the 12th house, because I find a lot of people, when there's a new moon in their 12th house, they can typically book a surgical procedure or a medical appointment, and this is actually usually a good thing. You know, it's very healing with a new moon. With Uranus being in your 6th house, your health matters or your work matters could be quite surprising to you at this time. There could be some element of surprise or liberation too. That could be that you actually find yourself leaving a work situation or a project that is really draining you or has felt very restrictive. It could be a change in your routine which really benefits your health. With this new moon, Sagittarius, you're being asked to look at your emotional health. If you're having a flare-up of something health-wise, obviously, I'm not giving you medical advice, take the relevant medical route, but you can always find with the 6th house and the 12th house in astrology, it works to look at your emotional health at the same time. And this goes for your work life as well. What does your emotional life say about it? What does your intuition say about it? What do you feel is maybe lying dormant beneath in terms of the subconscious mind. This new moon could be very important for you, Sagittarius, to get to the root of a subconscious or psychological issue that is maybe negatively impacting your work life, your relationships at work, your health, or your well-being. So this is a time to really focus on your health and well-being axis, Sagittarius, and take as much time as you need to take care of yourself. You could also find around this time that work could be quite exhausting and you're wanting some downtime and you're wanting to make more time for yourself emotionally and spiritually. Your oracle card was the door to spirit, which I think was really appropriate. This is a time where if you want to take a moment to yourself, do it. If you want to take a short break or a short trip somewhere, maybe even solo, do it. If you want to have a spa retreat, do it. Look after yourself, Sagittarius. Prioritize your emotional and spiritual health. If you want to go to a healer, a clairvoyant, a Reiki healer, someone spiritual, an astrologer, anything like that, do it. This is a time when you could really find yourself connecting with your higher self, your truest self. You could find yourself feeling really emotionally and spiritually liberated around this time through making changes in your routine, through making changes in your diet, through making changes in your work. You could find yourself really wanting to implement those changes in a way that benefits you spiritually. So put your emotional and mental health first with this new moon and make sure that you're incorporating spiritual or healing practices, self-care practices into your routine. That is what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Capricorn, welcome to the new moon in Scorpio for your zodiac sign. This is for Capricorn sun, moon and rising. So Capricorn, would you like a new friend? This new moon is falling in your friendship sector, suggesting there is a new beginning in your friendship life, maybe surrounding a key friendship, maybe news surrounding a friend, maybe in terms of your team affairs, how you work as a team. And also it's a wonderful time of wish fulfillment, because this new moon is a time when you can really manifest your truest desires. When there's a new moon in the 11th house, set intentions because they're more likely to manifest for you. It is going to be opposite Uranus in Taurus in your 5th house, meaning that there could be some surprises or twists or shocks, be they big, be they small, surrounding your romantic life, surrounding your children, surrounding your creative endeavors. You could actually creatively, Capricorn, achieve a lot. You could have a really wonderful flash of insight on a creative project. You could have something flow to you out of nowhere, hit like lightning with Uranus being in your 5th house. You could also experience an unexpected romantic relationship appearing out of nowhere, or even an unexpected pregnancy around this time, Capricorn, so you've been warned. But it might just be in a more mundane level that these areas are maybe a bit surprising at this time or a little bit shocking in some capacity. But this new moon does focus in your 11th house, so make a wish and also be open to attracting in new friendships, be open to the possibility of a friend becoming a lover, be open to the possibility of a friend maybe making a declaration of love or reconnecting with old friends as well around this time. It's likely you're probably calling in some exciting times with your friendships, Capricorn, but you also have to figure out what your creative goals are in your life and your charitable and voluntary goals as well. Your Angel of Balance card came up, and this is about balancing out areas in your life that are feeling out of balance, where you can maybe call in a little bit more balance, maybe between your friendships and your romantic partner, or maybe with your team and your own personal creative goals. These are areas you can achieve balance, Capricorn. I'm always drawn to the pyramids in this. One of the great mysteries of the world is the pyramids, how they were built. And I feel for you this maybe translates as somebody noticing with you, Capricorn, maybe in work, maybe romantically, but people are in awe of however you do it. There's something about you that you're doing around this time that people can't quite understand how you're making it happen, but you're making it happen. So that is what I have for you, Capricorn, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Aquarius, welcome to the new moon in Scorpio for your sign, Aquarius sun, moon and rising. New beginning in career, new beginning in your reputation, your status, your profession. There's a new beginning for you happening here, Aquarius. This is a time when you can manifest a whole new career for yourself, more clients, more recognition, more respect. You can manifest a whole new job for yourself or a change in profession altogether. Now this is interesting because it's coming up against Uranus in your 4th house of home and family. So for you, Aquarius, this new moon is a new beginning in which you must achieve balance between these two areas. Your home, your family life may surprise you in some way. Your relationship with your home and your property or your children may surprise you in some way. There could be an unexpected development there, and it could be positive. It could be something that's very liberating for you. Maybe a home situation that has felt stifling or a family situation that's felt stifling is resolved in some way. That really allows you to focus on your career, or it could be that it takes attention away from your career. But nevertheless, whatever is happening around this time, it's required of you, Aquarius, to figure out what your long-term goals and reputation are. If you're retired, it's something as simple as figuring out the legacy you want to leave behind, or figuring out what you can still do surrounding who you are as a person, how you define yourself, what your goals are outside of an employment situation or a business. But around this time, you're likely expanding in some capacity, Aquarius. You know, this is your phoenix moment. You have this way of re-emerging and changing your reputation, changing your status, changing your career in a way that suits you and feels transformative. So this is a wonderful new beginning for you, Aquarius. Interestingly, especially because Uranus is your ruler, by the way, and it's in your 4th house, meaning that it is changing as well your past. You might be freeing yourself from the past in a way that benefits your career. So that could be through emotional freedom technique, is something you might benefit from around this time, Aquarius. You had caring connections as your card. This suggests that there could be some lovely new events in love, in romantic relationships, or just feeling cared for by those around you and feeling really connected to somebody special. This could even be in a business relationship. You're really feeling cared for, mentored and protected, but it looks like your relationships are taking a nice positive twist here, Aquarius. So that's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Last but never least, Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising. This new moon in Scorpio is happening in your expansive 9th house of travel, of philosophy, of foreign affairs, of higher education. Pisces, this new moon is a time when you might decide you want to study something new. You might decide you want to travel somewhere. You might want to take a vacation. You might literally already be taking a vacation. And if you are, it's going to be one that actually expands your mindset quite a bit and challenges you to think outside of the box. So maybe something quite spiritual or quite learned about this travel opportunity or this study opportunity. You might also be assessing your relationship with faith. This is going to be opposed by Uranus causing a bit of chaos in your 3rd house, meaning that there could be unexpected developments surrounding your skills, what you're learning, what you're studying, your siblings or your neighbours. Around this time, Pisces, you might be challenged by your own knowledge. You might be finding yourself particularly fascinated by a new topic and wondering, is this part of my destiny? Is this maybe triggering a past life memory in my mind? This is a wonderful time for you to focus on what makes you feel intellectually stimulated, shall I say. It's a wonderful time to make plans that are outside the box in some way, that are unconventional and that help you broaden your horizons and expand your mind, Pisces. So this time for you is going to be new intentions beginning on how you want to travel, how you want to learn. You might make yourself a vision board around this time too, because you're very connected to your higher self and your spiritual self as well. Not forgetting that the 9th house is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is your ruling planet traditionally. So for this, you can really expand your mind in terms of what it is that you want to manifest. Great time to get back into the law of attraction. That's obviously found in the 9th house. I say obvious, it's not necessarily obvious, but it's found in the 9th house typically. The connection between Jupiter and the law of attraction. So maybe make a vision board for yourself and get clear about your long-term goals, because your card says you're feeling a bit indecisive. With the 9th house and the 3rd house, bear in mind that Uranus is in the house for you that is ruled by Gemini. You could be feeling a bit indecisive about what you want to learn, what you want to study, what you want to, what skills you want to use, what skills you want to learn, if you want to learn a language, if you want to take a different path. Trust your intuition, trust guidance. This time might be quite revealing for you in terms of getting to the bigger mysteries, in terms of your purpose and your life path. So you might find around this time, Pisces, that you're indecisive about the path you're going down and what it is that you want to learn. So just take time with any decision you make around this point, Pisces, because the unexpected news that you get could actually make up your mind for you. And it might be an interesting twist. So that's what we have for you. I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.